Hi, my name is Nathalie. I am the CEO and founder of the Matching Group. I grew up in a traveling family, a big part of my life, which was very difficult because it's restricted. You're not really allowed to have friends outside of the community, so forget about that I could even have a boyfriend outside of this traveling community. We used to live in a very little trailer, I remember, me and my brother and my parents, which was about 4 or 5 meters. And that was the first 4 years of our lives. And then my parents decided for me and my brother we had to go to boarding school because they were traveling quite a lot around in Europe. And there were not really schooling facilities at that point. We went to boarding school till the age of 17. I did have to work very hard because I remember every weekend when we came down from boarding school to the fairground, I had to start working with my brother. From the age of 8, it was, go in the stall, go and start helping the people, take the microphone. So that all went well. It's just a part of me. We worked very hard. It's part of the community. At the age of 17, we were still in boarding school. I wanted to go to university, and people in the community were complaining to my parents and saying, your children, they're losing their roots. There are no travelers anymore. So my parents felt ashamed. They took us out of boarding school, which was actually very difficult for me because I was in my last year of my high school and I wanted to go to university. And, well, we had to become travelers, so that was my destiny. I went back to the fairground, started working with my brother. Unfortunately, something happened a couple of months after that. We were in Ireland on a fairground in Funderland. A catastrophic accident happened there. My brother died. It went into a court case. People in the community start blaming me for it. My parents blamed me for it. At that point, I could no longer stay at home. It was too difficult to carry this burden with me, everybody looking at me. I decided that I wanted to leave the community, despite you're not really allowed to leave. That's why I just packed my bags, and from one day to the other, I left, and I've not been back ever since. When I left the traveling family, I moved to Belgium. New life, new start. I ended up in a relation. Soon after that, I gave birth to a beautiful daughter. Unfortunately, the relation didn't really work. So I ended up a couple of months after that on my own with a little toddler. Nobody wanted to employ me. As a single mom, I had to find, obviously, a job to make sure that I could put some food on the table for myself and for my daughter, because I have a responsibility as a parent. Nobody wanted to employ me. I was unemployable. So at that moment, I realized, what can I do? Or end up in benefits, or work very hard and set up my own business. Coming out of the traveling community, and that's always something that I've learned, there is a work ethic, and if you want to make it in life, you need to work very hard. So it's been very clear for me. I've set up several businesses from a young age. Some of them worked, others didn't work at all. I was jack of all trades, sitting downstairs in the room that I've rented with the pram and my daughter next to me. The thing that changed in my life is that I set up a recruitment agency. I moved to Amsterdam. That started to do really well. And then somebody asked me, why don't you move to London? Because London, that's the capital of Europe. That's where everything is happening. And I decided, well, London, I want to leave Amsterdam anyway. I was actually at that point, I wanted to go to Paris. Since I'm pretty impulsive, I said, okay. I've was only ever been one time prior to that to London. I asked my employees, I said, guys, who wants to go to London? I had 4 of them. I took those 4 people with me a month later, took my daughter out of her school. And for me, it has been the best decision ever that I've done. I lived and traveled in so many places. The moment I moved to Notting Hill, I opened my door I felt home. Feel home ever since. There are so many opportunities in this country. I think London is an amazing city. I have my friends over here, my business does well, and my daughter goes to university, and I'm very happy that I could give her also that opportunity. Moving to London in 2011 was probably not the best decision I've ever made, because there was a huge financial crisis in Europe, which obviously also had consequences for the recruitment industry. So I moved my business over, and I had to say it was difficult in the beginning when we were here, but we worked very hard. And fortunate that I had a really, I was very lucky, because my clients, which I had in Amsterdam, most of them had their headquarters in London. As I needed work, I just went over to them, went to their porch, knocked on the door, offering my services, and we started to get our requests in. Thank God now it was only with the same clients, but it was bigger contracts, because they came from the head office in the UK, and we started getting requests not only for hostesses, but also for PAs, receptionists, secretaries. And then at that point I understood we have found a gap in the market. A lot of brands are not looking only for talented people, but they also want to have the people with the right looks, because they want to have the perfect brand ambassador, and in certain industries it's very important. So the business, thank God, is doing well. We are supplying staff in over 40 countries, and we have several requests to set up the business international. So I have no idea where we will be in 4 years. So I'm pretty excited to see what's going to happen with the business.